as well then.
Okay. Right, about to go live.
Yeah, all right.
Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's Skype Goldbridge, it's Skype the United Stand, whatever you want it to call it. Mark Goldbridge is the name on Skype, and we are looking at, well, Ricky Clarkson says, Mark, you'll be dabbing in January. Not like I'm interested in that. I would be dabbing in January if we got rid of Fellaini. But I've got Mad Mark on the phone. Always has something to say. Don't know what he's going to say. He'll open up the show tonight. What do you want to say, Mad Mark? Mad Marcus, the moderator from YouTube.
Basically, mate, I just want to say that I don't think we need a defender in January.
Oh, good.
I really don't.
Nice controversial start. Why do you think that for?
Well, I think it's not as if we're leaking 4 or 5 goals a game. I think, obviously we're drawing all the games at the minute, and I think a striker or a centre forward that's going to score more than 2 a game is a much more necessity than a centre back at the minute. I mean, I know our centre backs aren't very good, but for the Premier League they will do okay for the minute. But I'm not. I mean, Zlatan's a good player, but I think at 35, 36-year-old, I'm not very happy about having to rely on a man that age to bang the goals in for us, mate. And that's nothing against him. I think he's a great player, but I just think maybe time has caught up with him, basically.
Well, your supporters are out because YouTube just said Mad Mark's Barmy Army, and somebody else has just said Fellaini needs to die. Which I know there's. I think people are picking on Fellaini unfairly. The defender thing there, I do think we need a defender. I just will throw that in there. I'm not going to. It's not my show though. Just on the point of Zlatan, I sort of agree with you. I love Zlatan. I don't like the way Mourinho won't sub him or Pogba. I think that was a big problem yesterday. But it would only be fair to get your opinion. I want to ask you 2 things actually, and I'll wait with bated breath on this. One, what did you think about the Fellaini substitution yesterday?
Right. You want me to answer now?
And truthfully, yeah.
Yeah, and truthfully, to be honest, mate, I was gagging for him to come on. I really was. Purely because, seriously, straight up. After Herrera hit the bar yesterday, I did not see us create anything, really.
So you wanted Fellaini to come on?
I thought so. Because all I could see, Mark, honestly, was them hitting that ball very directly into their Lukaku. I mean, all right, Jones had him, but, right? Listen to me. Look at it from a manager's point of view, right? You've got Daley Blind on there, right? Not the quickest, okay, but he can defend sometimes, right?
But you're talking about everybody else other than why you wanted Fellaini to come on.
Yeah, hang on, I'm getting to that, right? You got Bailly on there, who's been out for a couple of months now, no fitness, and it would have been. Oh, well, yeah, we know that as fans, right? But I'm saying, look at it from Jose's point of view, 6 foot plus, right? He knows Everton. He should have done like the back of his hand. He should know what they were going to do, right? And all right, we know he's slow and we know he's clumsy, but Mourinho must have said to him, "Stop whatever comes into that box and get it away." All right, that's not Mourinho's fault, mate. That was a lack of concentration.
I blame Mourinho because I, as a Manchester United fan, and I think everybody else other than you, Mark, would know you don't chuck Fellaini into a game like that. And I'm old enough to remember, because it wasn't that long ago, Joe Allen out jumping Fellaini, and he's half his height. I just think that this is ridiculous about Fellaini. That Mourinho. What did he say in the press conference yesterday? He said something like, they asked him about Fellaini and they said, I thought you would have known more football than that. The most rhetorical question I've ever heard. He should know more than football than that. We all know that Fellaini's actually quite bad in the air. And I think Fellaini's crap, but Mourinho made the decision. And very quickly, just before I let you go, what did you think about the Rojo tackle?
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
I think he was very lucky that, Fellaini, quite rightly, is getting a lot of stick today. But he should have been sent off, and if he'd been sent off, that game we wouldn't have won that game anyway. So he's a very stupid, idiotic, selfish person, and it annoys me that there are fans there saying he played well yesterday because he was so bloody lucky. I thought.
Yeah, Yeah, he was lucky. But I mean, we know Rojo makes mistakes as well. I mean, you say it numerous times. He either dives
Talking
in or
about
he
Rojo.
gets.
Oh,
Yeah,
right, yeah.
yeah.
I thought you were
The
talking
2-foot
about
tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He gets skinned or he dives in. Right. This time he dives in, but the idiot dives in with 2 feet off the floor.
Yeah.
Now, I think, in all fairness, right, I hate Man City, as you know. I hate Liverpool. I'm United through and through. But if Sergio Aguero has got that 4-game ban for that, for what he did to David Luiz, I think Rojo, for that tackle, should be at least 4. At least.
I would agree with that, but they can't do anything because the ref booked him. So as long as if the ref hadn't booked him and missed it, they could give him a ban. But because he's already been booked, it's a silly rule. They can't do anything about it. But thanks for calling in.
One thing, mate. One thing, right? Because I'm looking at the comments here as well. Right? I'm not a Fellaini lover, right? To everyone in the comments, I don't love the guy. But when you look at that bench, yeah, and look at the situation the guy's in. What else could he do? I mean, come on,
put Bailey
seriously.
on, put Blind on, put Romero on as a defensive midfielder.
Would you put Bailey on and risk injuring him again?
Yeah, I would for 3 points.
Oh yeah, for 3.
We're never going to agree.
No, we're not. We'll leave this conversation here, right?
For another day.
I'm looking at a bigger picture, all right? But yeah, all right. I'll let you go then, mate. I'll speak to you later.
All right. Cheers. Thanks for that. Great open to the show. Thanks for coming on, Marcus. I'm sure you'll be back on the moderation. Always good to get different opinions, even when they are from Fellaini lovers. But let's take another call. A lot of you are Skyping in, and it is Mark Goldbridge on Skype. So do get Skyping in. It is your show, and as Marcus just shown there, you can say what you like without criticism. Just Charlie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Hi Charlie, what was it you wanted to say, pal?
I don't get the Fellaini substitution because if we're like drawing 1-1, surely you're going to want Mkhitaryan for creativity and not a defensive. You know, you're going to want someone to give the ball to. You're going to need a creative player to give the ball, but he takes the creative player off and brings the non-creative player on. I just don't get the substitution, to be honest. And I respect the guy Mark's point that he wanted Fellaini on, but I just don't agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were saying it last night as well. Unfortunately, against Arsenal and Everton especially, we've put ourselves into this ridiculous situation where we're not, you know, we weren't bossing Everton, but we were well in the game. We go defensive. Everton score more or less straight away, but there's still 5 minutes of the game left, like Arsenal. But because we've took all our attacking players off and used all our subs, we've got nothing to do then. I agree with you. I thought it was really a really odd substitution, and I do blame Mourinho for that as much as I do back him. Must just bring this in. FA Cup draw. It was about an hour and a bit ago. We are the FA Cup champions. Yes, we are. And we've got Reading at home in the first round. Happy with that?
I am, but I want to see Fosu Mensah. I want to see Twan Seavey. I want to see some youngsters this time because he's not using them. Yeah, put experienced players near them, but at least use some youth to let them grow at least in the FA Cup game.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, is that something that... It's always easy to be critical after a bad result, I accept that, but some of us have been saying it for a long time, and I just don't understand why. Again, you know, Fosu Mensah wasn't on the bench yesterday, neither was Schweinsteiger, neither was Schneiderlin. 3 players I would have put on the pitch ahead of Fellaini to do what that job he was meant to do. Have you got? Do you expect him to use the youth in the FA Cup third round at home to Reading? Because I know what I think.
I think he's getting too much criticism from the media, and he wants to avoid it. So he's probably going to play his strongest team, or maybe put like Young or something on. I don't know, but he's probably going to want to get a title at least, and he's probably just going to play one of the strongest teams, to be honest. And I just like to say, in my opinion, I think we should give Memphis a chance, because when you think about it, we haven't really, under Mourinho, we haven't really gave him a chance. He's had like a couple of games, but to be honest, he shouldn't go on a permanent move, because I see potential in him. He's a good player. If you see the highlights from him in PSV, you can see he has potential. I think he just needs to go somewhere abroad instead of Everton. Somewhere like Real Betis in Spanish League, because, you know, they've got Charlie Musonda, you know, they've got creative players in there. They can play well together somewhere, maybe in Bundesliga like Gladbach or something. I think he should just go abroad. I don't think he should go to the Premier League, Everton, as the rumours are saying. He shouldn't go to Everton. I don't know what your thoughts on that is, but
no, I mean, I'm impressed by your grasp of European football. I know a lot of people do have probably a better one than me now, but it is impressive to hear you say them things. What I would say about Everton is Yannick Bolasie actually is out for the season with the injury picked up yesterday, so they will be looking for a bit of width, so that Everton thing may grow stronger. I don't know. I think if I was being honest, and I'll throw this back to you as well, but for me, if and I know there's a lot of United fans who still want it to work out for Memphis, and I wouldn't say I've washed my hands of him. I just think he's had enough chances at United. He's going to have to go and do it on a loan. If he's going to come back at United, I would rather he proved himself in the Premier League, because that's where he will play for Manchester United. So I would personally be happier if it was Everton, but I presume you would prefer him, from what you just said there, to go abroad.
Yeah, I would prefer him to go abroad, but I understand where you're coming from. He's going to gain confidence in the Premier League and he'll be fine when he comes back. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, is he going to stay at United? I mean, he said to the media or something that he wants another chance, but I don't think Mourinho is going to give him a chance. I just don't see it happening, and it's unfortunate because he has potential. And to be honest, in the next 2 or 3 years, I could see us buying him back, to be honest, if we actually sell him, because he has potential.
Yeah, I'd agree. Fantastic points, Charlie. Where are you calling from?
Northamptonshire. I've been on here a couple of times.
I thought you had, yeah. Very, very confident and assertive. Thanks for calling in, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers. I'll be honest, I didn't remember he'd been on before. That's not me being rude. So many people come on. But very, very good call. Great show, Mark says cool 456. Well, do drop a like on the video. This isn't my show. This is your show, as you will see as we go further on if it's your first time. It's all about what you say. Very good caller, says Sandeep. He was. Ban Ross, says VK Dean. We could have given Fellaini to Chappie Cohen's for free, but they've suffered enough, says AWS. You know, when you started to read a sentence and you wish you hadn't read it, I think that's a bit too soon. Jason Braithwaite, Mark, I blame both. Jose and Fellaini. Bringing on Fellaini in the dying minutes of a 1-0 game is nonsense. And Ross says, please don't ban me. Great call, Charlie, says George Kyle. Okay, we're going to take another call. I'm going to try and get somebody. There's a lot of people phoning in, but I'm going to try and grab someone who's not been on before, because that's the whole point. I've seen you before. I've seen you. We've seen you. We've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you. Let's move that one. Let's take this one. George Lord. You may well have been on before. I did click the button and he's gone. George, you missed your chance. I clicked the button to answer. Right. Let's see who we got. Oh, he's there again. George? George. Can you hear me, George?
Hello.
Hello, George. You're live on the United Stand. What did you have to say?
I wanted to bring up the Fellaini, no, not the Fellaini, the Memphis Depay deal, because Mourinho, I would say, has been judging him off.
Still
Hello?
there? Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
I was going to say I wanted to bring up the Memphis Depay situation again, because I would say Mourinho has been judging him off like the last. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello, I would like to bring the Memphis situation up again, because I would say Mourinho has been judging him off like the last 5 minutes a game. He needs consistent runs to like gain his confidence up to get to that player he was.
Yeah, we heard you. But who would you bring him into the team for?
I would say I'd bring him in the team for someone like Mkhitaryan at the end of the game, where he's fading out, where his chances aren't that.
Well, like yesterday, I suppose.
Yeah, yesterday. I would have definitely said yesterday. Like, even with Schweinsteiger, I would have bought Schweinsteiger in over Fellaini because he's a good box-to-box ball-playing midfielder.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I suppose, as much as I'm not a fan of Memphis, I think, you know, yesterday, if he'd come on for Mkhitaryan, that is the substitution, and I've seen people saying this a lot on Twitter today. That's the substitution Manchester United should be making 10 minutes from the end when it's 1-0. They should not be making a substitution like we are doing a lot. I mean, I commend Mourinho. I think the football we're playing is very good. I just don't like what he's doing in the last 10 minutes where we go and sit back, and it doesn't work. We haven't got defenders to do it.
I know what you mean. Because if we slotted in that second goal, then we could go defensive, because then even if they did score a goal, I wouldn't be so worried about us.
Hit them on the break. No, I agree. I mean, I think that's a lot of Manchester United fans' frustrations. The football is way better than it's been under Moyes and Van Gaal especially, and even Fergie's last year, to be honest. But What we don't like is this 1-0 in front and sit back and defend it. Go and get the second goal. We're the better team. Go and get the second goal. And I think, you know what? If Memphis had been on the bench yesterday, I'd much rather see him come on for Mkhitaryan than Fellaini, that's for sure.
What I was going to say was I'd even put Rashford. I'd love to see them playing a 4-4-2 again with Ibra, Rashford, Mkhitaryan and Martial. But because of Mourinho, I just do not think it's going to happen because of his style of football.
No, I don't. I think those days of a 4-4-2 may well be gone. You just reminded me of something I want to bring up on the show. There's talk of Zlatan getting a ban for this kick on Coleman. Did you see the incident? And do you think?
Yeah. I would say it was. He does it every game. Like if someone tries tackling him and they tackle him, Ibra has to be that one up. He has to get that extra tackle on them. We saw if you watched the West Ham game, he did it against Adrian as well. He slid for the ball and he took Adrian out, the West Ham Spanish keeper.
You know what? I think the angle of, because obviously I was watching it on the watch along yesterday, and the angle of the TV when the first, it wasn't even replay, just because the angle on it, you saw what happened. And he didn't need to leave his foot in there. I mean, I do agree with what Zlatan said. If I wanted to kick him, I'd knock him out because that's, he is martial arts trained. But I do think he left his foot in. But there we go. Go on.
No, after you.
No, I finished. I'm just gonna have a drink.
Oh no, I was gonna say was I'd bring Rashford on straight at half time if Ibra scored a goal, because I know Mourinho doesn't like substituting him out because they're best friends and stuff. Well, not best friends, but they're good friends. But he has to start putting the team in front of him, because what happens next year if he does if he has signed the year extension, if we get Griezmann, I don't want Griezmann not getting played out on the wing just because he wants to play Ibra up front.
No, I'd agree. Where are you calling from, George?
Southport.
Where's that? Is that Wales?
No, Liverpool. Well, near Liverpool. I know it's typical because I'm a United fan as well.
Well, you've saved yourself there. Doesn't matter if you live near Liverpool as long as you support United. Very good call. Thanks for calling in, George.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Bye.
pal. Thank you. Really good call. Skulls Legend 18 on the live comment says it was not a kick. He just sat on him jokingly. No major contact there. You know what? I sort of agree that, but having played the game myself, I sort of could tell what he was doing. I've done it myself a lot. You just sort of leave your foot there. He didn't kick him, but he's made sure that he's let him know he's there, to be honest. And Category HD is on about some of the things that happened to Zlatan, like Adrian nearly killing his knee. And Ray Dada's come out with a point that it was Jones's mistake on that penalty mark. I'd love to know more, Ray, of what goes on in your head, that it's not Fellaini's chance. But let's take another call. BJ, you're on. How can you hear me?
Hey, Mac. How are you?
I'm very good. Where are you calling from?
From Australia.
Australia. What time is it there? About 7:30 in the morning, 8:30?
Yeah, 15 to 8.
Okay. What did you want to say, pal?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about, not many people have talked about it, but the conceding at around last 10 minutes, it's been going on for some games now. I think it's because of the fatigue. Mourinho is playing same teams for all the games in Europa, for Europa and League Cup, and that's why I think the fatigue is going on for the players, and they're tired, and Mourinho should change the team a bit, I guess.
I mean, a lot of people are saying today, just not in the media, but fans as well, that the problem with this United side is they are mentally weak. They are mentally weak because in the last 10 minutes, we're just gifting points away. And United and any decent team shouldn't be doing that. I mean, you're sort of saying that you think it's to do with fatigue.
Yeah, physical. Yeah, it might be physical as well. Yeah.
I mean,
because all the teams, since Jones have come on, since Jones and Rojo have come on, they've played all the games. At least he should have given Tuanzebe a chance in League Cup or something, and Ibra and Pogba have started every game they are eligible for, except for the games they are suspended.
Yeah, FIFA 17 player on the live comments is agreeing there that Pogba needs resting, but I just think that's one of the issues. I don't think he will rest them. Just a very quick question, just for my own sort of stats, really. What do you think Manchester United can make the top four this season?
Yeah, they can. Liverpool have lost to Bournemouth yesterday, and I don't think they have good enough defense to go for the title or even be in top four. I think they'll crumble, and City are like always the bottlers. Maybe we can get there instead of City, and even Tottenham have even any of the team, if they get any sort of injury, they'll crumble because uh, in media it hasn't come out we have Bailly and Smalling injured. So we have had our backbone injured for so many games, and they haven't talked about it so much.
Okay, thanks for calling in, BJ. Really good points again. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Brian Nero disagrees, says it's not fatigue. George Kyle about the Zlatan thing says he let his foot fall where he wanted to. It was subtle but deliberate, which I would agree with, having done it a few times myself. Mourinho is stubborn, says GamerXHD. Liverpool will finish third in my opinion, says Livewire Red B. See if we can get Daniel on. Daniel, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, you're live on the United Stand.
Can you hear me?
Yep, perfect.
Yeah, okay.
What do you want to say?
I just wanted to talk about. One sec, let me just pause. I just wanted to talk about our squad and our starting 11, our best starting 11. Because say we have Martial, Ibra, Mkhitaryan, we have Mata, Herrera, or Carrick, Pogba. Isn't that attack really? Shouldn't that be attack be getting more goals than it is? What do you think?
I do. I agree. I mean, what I would say about yesterday is that I think I was on a radio station at 6 o'clock today in Manchester XS, and I said, having watched the game again, because I always watch the game again, we should have won that game, but we didn't actually create many chances. And when you watch the game back, apart from the Zlatan goal, which he took well, and the Herrera crossbar, and Mkhitaryan had a good shot, but it was the same phase of players as hitting the crossbar. The best chances fell to Everton. Obviously, the penalty they scored, the Morales one, which was a great save from De Gea, and there was another cross that came in where Enner Valencia headed straight at the keeper. So they had the better chances. They had the better chances. Every other game this season, I think we've been wasteful. But what concerned me yesterday, and I want other people to mention this, and I'm going to throw it at you, Daniel, as well. For me, Pogba was crap yesterday in the final third. I'm not meaning his overall play, but in the final third, the reason we didn't create many chances yesterday is because our number 10 is what he was. We weren't.
He's not a number 10. That's the thing. Every time he's played number 10 for us, against Liverpool or whatever, he's just he's not a number 10. It doesn't work.
And we didn't create much there, did we?
Yeah, when we play 4-3-3, you see the best of Pogba. Pogba doesn't work in number 10. You might as well put Rooney there. He'd probably do a better, even though Rooney is. But he'll do a better job than what Pogba's doing. We're wasting Pogba, I feel like. But our attack, Mkhitaryan, last season, best player in the Bundesliga. Ibra, 40 plus goals or whatever. Martial, 17 goals from out wide, a handful of assists. Mata, the best cam in the league, statistically. Carrick, best CD midfielder in the league, I would say. Pogba, world class.
Well, yeah, I think you've just picked the team I would play there. The front six, it would be Carrick, Pogba, Mata, Mkhitaryan, Martial, Zlatan. I don't know whether you agree.
How amazing is that attack?
I know it means dropping Herrera, but
I like Herrera though. He works so hard.
But he could be as a bench player. You've got to have a good bench as well, haven't you? And not everyone's always going to be fit.
Have Rashford on the bench as well. Herrera,
Rooney.
Instead of having Fellaini, instead of having Fellaini to come on, what does Fellaini add? Say we had Schweinsteiger just to see off the game yesterday. Just comes on, just passes it around, just holds the ball. What we needed yesterday was to hold the ball and continue attacking. Because every time we drop back, we sit back, we wait for them. We invite a goal. It's like we want to concede. What does Fellaini add? He's awful in the air, clumsy. I knew it. As soon as I saw Fellaini warming up, and I knew we were going to concede. It was guarantee.
Well, I'll throw you this question, and I'll throw it to the live comments as well, because I'm interested in what they say. I was talking in the United Stand, we have a private group, and I was talking to people today, And I think it was Paul, who does the website, comes on sometimes. He said that's the last time we'll see Fellaini in a United shirt. Mourinho will not be happy. And I said, I think he'll start on Thursday. I don't think we've seen the last of Fellaini at all. You know,
we have not
I don't think there's a United fan in the world, and I think most of you know it, that if we sold Fellaini would be happier than me. But I don't think we're going. I don't think we've seen the last of him. And I think
he's going to play again.
Mourinho's determined to prove that Fellaini's a United player. God knows why.
Yeah, because what he said before, he was like, "Oh, you're all gonna love Fellaini."
Yeah.
Oh my god, I couldn't believe that. And he's just shocking. You know, against Man City, they just ran rings around him.
And Watford.
Awful. Yeah. Oh my god, don't even get me started on Watford.
100 appearances he's had in a United shirt. I tell you what, forget David Blaine.
That just gives everyone hope.
You know, Paul Daniels, rest in peace. The best magician is Fellaini, because how he's produced 100 appearances in a United shirt, I do not know. He is. Yeah, come on, everybody, come on. Let's all agree. He is.
Let's be real for a second.
He is. He's awful.
But we're not going to sell him. I don't think we're going to sell him in the summer.
And he's coming up for a new contract as well.
But 3 managers, though. I don't get it. 3 managers keep starting this guy. What do they see in him? What is he doing in training?
The only thing I would say is Ryan Giggs said that he's the sort of person in training, you tell him to do a job and he'll do it, but he didn't.
Yeah, but it's not a good job.
No. He's not a footballer for me.
Awful. Like, his chest control, best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's all. He's not even good at heading. Nothing. He offers nothing. Like, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Forsu Mensah, like, Mata should be coming on ahead of him. But we have Fellaini just, clumsy. I just can't. We should have won that game. We should have. What happened to us in the final third, though?
Yeah. Well, we just didn't create.
Mkhitaryan was probably our man of the match. Maybe. Attacking wise, I'm not sure.
Daniel, very good call. It's flown by. I've got to get some others on because you've been on a while, but very, very good call. Where are you calling from?
London.
London. Hopefully we'll have you on again. Really good. Thank you, mate.
Thanks, man.
Cheers, pal.
Bye. See ya.
Really, really good call. We've had some great calls tonight. I'm going to take another one, but I just want to have a look at what people were saying on the live comments, because me and Daniel were obviously getting into that. Emma Burns, never will see Fellaini again. I hope you're right, Emma. Fellaini is a true brew, says Ross AFC. Adrian Smith says, I would. I hope that's not something sexual innuendo about Fellaini. Samuel R. just agrees with us on Fellaini. Fellaini's dating Moo's daughter, says Ebenezer Lim. Where was the defence when Fellaini made the foul, says Jerome de Vries. Jerome, come on. Fellaini is part of the defence. He's got a United shirt on. That's his job. You can't hold his hand. And in fairness, actually, I'll tell you where the defence was, because if Fellaini didn't make that tackle and just let him go past, Valencia was bombing to make the tackle anyway. George Kyle is arguing with me, saying he'd be happier than me if he sold Fellaini. I don't know how long you've been watching the United stand, George, but it'd take a hell of a lot to be happier than me. But, we can just celebrate together. Damien, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, I'm very well. How are you?
Not happy, you know that. No one is. And I'm going to say, if there's any kids about, then please close your ears, because it was fucking shit.
Okay.
Fellaini, we all know he's rubbish. Get rid of him. I'm not going to be... I've spoke to you before. I can't have that player in the team. Every time he's played, do you not see the problem what it causes us? And I can't see that Mourinho doesn't understand that. Get rid of that fucking tree sitting in the middle of the park with his leaves dropping off. He's like a lamppost being on the M25 with a bulb not working. He is lame. That's the reason why we lost. I spoke to you before, Mark. I said, play Carrick in the middle of the park. We do that. We're 1-0 up. We should be winning that game. We should be beating Arsenal. We should be getting these extra points. We're dropping points, and he keeps going with Fellaini. No one likes Fellaini. No one loves him. You're never going to get the fans to like him. When I speak to every Man United fan, we got the same disgust about it. It's disgusting. As soon as he put him on, do you know it nearly cost me £1,500 because I threw my remote nearly at my TV? Rubbish.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I was very frustrated yesterday. I do back this manager, but I couldn't understand it. And I don't think, and I throw this back to you and everyone watching as well. When I say 90, well, let's go. I don't think any. I think Mad Marcus was taking the piss at the start. No United fan would have wanted Fellaini to come on the pitch. So why is a man we're paying millions of pounds a year making that decision? It was just ridiculous. And don't anybody come at me and say, oh, he's paid that money because he knows better than you. We've learnt that the hard way with Van Hal and Moyes, that these people who get paid a lot of a lot of money to manage our club. They don't know more than us. They don't.
No,
Don't fall for that myth.
they don't.
Your opinion's as important as anyone. But that's what disappointed me, Damien. I just couldn't understand why he'd done it. Because I respect Mourinho.
It's ridiculous. You know, some of the people that's, I think the last call you just had, the team that he even mentioned, why would you go defensive when you're 1-0 when, okay, yeah, look, we wasn't playing great, but we were better than them. It's the same when we was playing Arsenal. We were better than them. We can close the game down, but don't go defensive minded. You've got a player right now in Mkhitaryan that you could really build your team around. He's got the pace. He can run in behind. You've got Martial. You've got Rashford. You've got people that you can bring in that can still counter-attack, run in behind. And I'm sorry, I can only say one thing to Man United fans. The problem, what happened the other day, is because where do you think Fellaini is a defensive midfield player? What even makes you think he should even be wearing the shirt? Yeah, I'd love to wear a Man United shirt. Everyone would. But he needs to go on a free contract because I don't even think Accrington and Stanley would buy that player. That's how bad and passionate I feel about it.
Somebody made a good point today. I'm not cutting you up because I want to get your opinion on this. I read somebody making a comment about this today, and they were like, "I hope some United player grabbed hold of him in the changing room and gave him a right, pinned him up against the wall because they've worked hard for 85 minutes." I thought, Martial went off, and I agreed with that for Rashford because I think he worked hard. He wanted the ball. He actually made the assist it was a tough game yesterday, and I think everyone worked hard. And then you bring that idiot on, and he does that. I tell you what, I don't think anybody in that changing room would, and that's what worries me because I know that in the past, your Gary Nevilles, your Roy Keanes, your Cantonars, your Beckhams, they'd have had him. They'd have had him on the pitch. But have we got players in the pitch now?
Even Alex Ferguson would have kicked a boot in his head off the wall.
Yeah. I don't think we've got that now. You get Phil Jones coming out going, "Oh, they've got to turn these draws into wins." I don't want to see you on Twitter saying, "Don't worry, the look will change." Show us the look will change and get angry.
Your luck when you're on a 1-1 draw and you score in the last 5-10 minutes. That's luck.
Yeah.
It's not luck to go out and play and perform for 90 minutes and do the job what you should be doing. It's criminal. He's a felony. I call Fellaini felony, by the way.
I like it.
He absolutely terrible, and that's the manager's fault. I don't care what anyone says. I talk to my friends. I'm at work. I'm getting stick at work, by the way. Thank you very much for that. Because of no one likes him. You're never going to change our mindset. I thought we paid too much money for him anyway. I was like, really? You just put the price up on everyone else if you want to buy them by buying him at the fee that we paid for him. It's ridiculous. He should never even be on that bench, but you got Schweinsteiger that can't even make it on the bench. Come on. Look, I believe, and I still say this, and a lot of people laugh at me, but I believe Mourinho could have done some things that we could be up there for the top four. I believe we've dropped points because of bad decisions, bad mistakes in the players that you're trusting in, and they're not trustworthy. Schneiderlin can't make it in that team. Schweinsteiger can't make it in that team. They can defend them crosses coming in. What are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm a Man United fan through and through. I will love my team always, but I can't see this guy another time on the pitch. I honestly really... It's not just because of the penalty. Even Everton fans will say to you that the reason why we didn't play him there, you heard it from the pundits, is because he's clumsy. But what else does he have to offer in anything? He can't pass the ball. He's not fast. He's got no pace. He's not really that great in the air. He elbows people. He's a calamity. I've never seen... I just think we've lost points because of bad decisions. I believe we could have an extra 9 points right now. And if you look at the league table, where would that put us?
I know you're speaking to the long converted when it's on about Fellaini. Very good call again, Damien. Thanks for calling in.
No problem at all. I thought I'd show my face this time anyway, by the way. Show the passion of what I feel.
Cheers, pal. Oh, thank you.
No problem. Take care.
Brilliant call. Bye. Brilliant call as per usual. And we've been very lucky tonight. We will take another one in a minute, but I really did like the Fellaini name because he is criminal. Brilliant, that is. Absolutely superb, and I'm sure it will take off. But yeah, I think the sad thing, and I'm sorry I've missed the comment, it whizzed by, but somebody said the sad thing is what that we as fans can see about Fellaini and our manager can't see it. And don't stop at Manchester United fans. I know a lot of fans of other clubs, and you see it all over Twitter, Facebook as well. They laugh when we play Fellaini, and that's a massive indicator. You know what? Somebody told me this many years ago, and it's very true. What other clubs think about your players is very important, because we were happy when Coutinho got injured for Liverpool. Nothing wrong with that. You know, people say we shouldn't wish injury on players. Come on. You know what? If a rival's best player gets injured, it makes it easier. It's like Aguero having a 4-match ban. You know, if say Jordan Henderson's out for the season, it's not really a major loss, is it? But when we pick Fellaini and other clubs are happy about it, it just shows you what a bag of crap he is, and he is. And I'm very concerned about it, and I do think we'll keep playing him, which you know, it is what it is, isn't it? We'll have to just. But I agree with Damien. It makes me feel sick every time. Jared Puddy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, mate. You're live in the United Stand. What do you want to say?
Right. Basically, what I want to discuss is our starting 11.
Okay.
And basically, the last call, I completely agree with what he said. We're just not playing our team at our best. Like yesterday, Darmian at left back. What was that? Yeah.
I'll tell you what then, Jared. I will read my ideal Manchester United 11 out, and then you can listen to it and you can tell me what changes you would make. All right?
All right.
Is that a deal? Okay. So I'd have De Gea in goal. I'd have Valencia right back. I'd have Daley Blind left back. I'd have Smalling and Bay if they're fit. I'd have Carrick anchor in the midfield. Pogba box to box. Mata number 10. Mkhitaryan on the right. Martial on the left. Zlatan up front. What changes would you make to that?
I keep that as what it is. My starting 11 there.
There we go. You wouldn't. I mean, I know some people might say Luke Shaw at left back. Some people wouldn't have Smalling as centre back. Some people would try and put Herrera in. But no, I think we're not picking that team, are we? I mean, just picking up on what you're saying there. Are you happy with the decisions the manager's making? I know Damien, was saying that he's not happy about the Fellaini thing, but other people have said they're not happy about other things. I mean, do you trust what he's doing, or do you think he is making some mistakes?
Like, if I look at the last 2 seconds. Right, if I look at the last couple of teams he's managed, he's been there at least 3 years. First season looking at the team, and second season winning something, third season leaving. He had that like 3 or 4 months before this season started to look at our team, to come in, win something, or get a decent team together, look at our squad and see what we can do. Whereas all he's doing is playing some absolute mongrels like Fellaini. Like yesterday, what did he do? Give away a penalty. That's all he's good for. He'd jump in the air, elbow people in the face. Like, I'd keep Carrick or someone like that. Carrick's a lot stronger than him.
Where do you think this season's going to end for us? If I said to you now, in May, what will United finish in the league with any cups? What do you feel at the moment? Are you positive, or do you think we're going to end up empty-handed?
Well, I think we've got a good chance in the FA Cup again. Europa League's a bit depending on who we get after Thursday. When the draw, depending on who we get, depends on who we take, and that just changes. But if he keeps playing on the bad team that he's playing in the Premiership, then it's not going to look the best, is it? Like the Premiership, I reckon 6th, 7th.
Yeah.
I reckon the top 4 was over yesterday.
I do, unfortunately, yeah. Jared, where are you calling from?
Somerset.
Thanks for the call. First time on, yeah?
Yeah, I only subscribed yesterday.
Brilliant. That's exactly what this channel's all about. Thanks for the call, and hopefully you'll call in again.
Alright.
Cheers, pal.
Bye-bye.
What a great call. Only subscribed to the channel yesterday, gets on Skype Goldbridge today. That is exactly what the United Stand's all about. I remember saying it on the watch along yesterday. If you do subscribe to the United Stand, make sure you watch all our other content, because personally, I love the watch along, but I think this show's better, and I think Sunday night show's better, and I think the preview shows are better, but I think the transfer shows are better. I think they're all good, but I love doing this one. I'm going to take some of your comments before I take another call. Sandeep just says, read it out, Mark. Jason Garbett, you watched Mourinho give Fellaini a new contract. Yeah, I agree. I bet he will. I'll take Fellaini for my Sunday League team. Only time I think he'll do good, says Ladisho. I hope Fellaini is bloody watching, says Ethan McAfee. Now he's sitting in his bloody mansion, isn't he? Playing Angry Birds or something. They don't listen to the fans. George Kyle said he'd swap Mata for Rooney. Brave. A lot of people saying, why are you playing Blind? He's too slow over Shaw. I think Blind has proved himself at left back that the pace is not a problem for him. And I think Luke Shaw's miles off the player he should be. So at the moment, I don't agree with why we're playing Darmian there. I think Delafou tore him apart yesterday. I don't understand why we're playing Darmian there, and I don't know what Daley Blind's done wrong. When will the youth be used, says Jimmy Hill. Very good question. I can't answer that. Mickey and Mata can't play together, says Football First. I think they can. I think they're both the sort of footballer that they only ever have two touches. One touch is control, the second's a pass. I think they could work really, really well together. Liquid Hill says, please like the video. Yeah, please do like the video. You've been fantastic tonight, whether it's on the live comments or the callers in. So please do like the video, because this is you. You're not liking me, and I know a lot of people don't, so you're liking yourselves. I think Mourinho has seen the light yesterday. He was peed off in the press conference, says Louise O'Donoghue. I really hope so. Darmian is weak, says Anthony Abderab. Pace is a problem for him. Blind is a holding midfielder. I don't know why people get on about that. Daley Blind is not a left back. That's his position. That is his position. That's where he was playing in the World Cup. It is his position. He's a brilliant utility player, but that's his position. Fellaini can obviously take Jose's instructions, but Shaw and Smalling not sell them all, says Henrik Sweden. Fellaini should apologise, says Brad McNamee. Yeah, you know what? You're right, Brad, because he tweets out enough crap when he's on the bench saying what a great win, but when he costs us a result, where's his tweet then? Exactly. Very good point. See if we can get Jacob on the phone. Jacob, can you hear me? On the phone on Skype.
Yeah, hello.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. What was it you wanted to say, Jacob?
Right. Just want to say, right, Fellaini at that Everton game just let it down, didn't he? Absolute letdown. Like, Mourinho, we should know by now. Literally, you should know by now Fellaini just ruins everything.
Do you think it will be... do you think we'll see him in a United shirt again? Or do you some people seem to think that'll be the last time we see him.
No, it will happen. He'll put it back on.
Right, Mum's buying me them tickets. If you kick off...
I don't know what went wrong then. Something about tickets and kicking off. Talk about getting caught on Skype. But let me... there's a call I do need to do. Let me just sort it out. See if I can find it. There he is. Oh, no, not you. Oh, I've done it again. There we go. See if we can get this one working. If he ever answers. Mad Mark said he really needed to come back on, and I am calling him. Have you answered it?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. Yeah.
Go on, what do you want to say?
I just want to say I'm glad that the wind-up went quite well.
Oh, he's backtracking now. He's pretending he's not a Fellaini fan for those who are joining later. Oh, no, I think you are a Fellaini fan. I've known you for a number of months now, and I think you were outed in the first call.
No
as being a
way.
Fellaini fan.
No
you
way.
took a load of stick on the live comments, and now you're backtracking.
Never. I'm glad that someone's actually come on though and spoke their mind about it, and has basically said everything that we as United fans are thinking. I really didn't want to be the one to say what he said, because I don't particularly want to swear like on here, as you know. But yeah, I can't stand him, mate. You know that. Every United fan should hate this guy. Put him up on a stick, burn him for all I care. The bloke is absolutely useless. He cannot do anything, and he gives away goals. You know what I mean? He gives away stupid free kicks. We've seen him throw his elbows at Liverpool. All right, it's not a bad thing, but it costs us as a team. And I cannot stand him. But I'm glad that my message worked, and we got a ranter on tonight. So well done. All right.
Yeah, it was good.
So that's it. I'll let you go now. All right. But
he's claiming an assist then. Okay.
Well, I'll claim that all day long, mate, without a doubt. without doubt. It does work. All right. So I'll speak to you later.
All right, mate. Cheers.
Ta-da.
He's happy with himself. To be fair, I was stunned when he said that he backs the Fellaini substitution. So it does make. I mean, it just goes along with what I said. Really, is that I think no Manchester United fan would have brought Fellaini on yesterday, and it's sad that Mourinho, who I think is the right man for Manchester United, made that decision. I was just sad and frustrated yesterday. I just could not understand it. But if anyone's got anything else to say other than Fellaini, that would be quite nice, because I think we've probably touched on Fellaini enough, and I don't want to touch on Fellaini anymore. Viraj, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, you're live on United Stand. What did you want to say?
Hi, I was just wanting to say, everyone talking about Ibra, they're not really fancying Ibra being at striker, saying what does he do? He's missing chances and stuff. I just feel as though when he's on the pitch, he does so much more. I know loads of other people have said it, but he's hold on a second, let me just. He does so much more. His presence, like he brings other people into the game. He makes spaces, like when he makes runs. I know they're not darting runs, but he does make space for other players like Mkhitaryan to go into those pockets. And I just feel like people need to get off of his back. And also, I know you don't feel like it's going to be Fellaini's last game, but I do think it is his last game. I think he's finished, because Mourinho is never going to use him again, I don't think.
I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right. And then maybe there's a part of me is just sort of like, it's like when you think Liverpool are going to win, but you really hope they're not going to win, and maybe it's reverse psychology. Because I hope that's the last game. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. His last game should have been 2 years ago. I can't believe it's continued and continued. And what I said when Mourinho took over the job in the summer, I said, we're all going to back him anyway. We're all excited about him. We're excited about Pogba and Zlatan. But the one thing he could have done, and nobody would have complained, was just come in and sell Fellaini, and he would have been. He would have been very. He was already popular, but he would have been really popular. And I can't understand. I'm concerned. He seems to have this obsession with proving the press and the fans wrong about Fellaini, and the damage is done. You cannot turn it round. He'd have to be like Messi for the rest of the season, and even then we'd be like, one mistake and he's the same idiot again. Yeah,
I think even if he goes on a good run, I still would never support. It's kind of like, with Rooney. Like, even if he gets back into form, to be honest, why waste your time on him? Like, he's an old man now. Why don't you give Rashford the chance? Like, he's going to produce something for a couple of games. He'll probably just slip back again. So I just feel like, why spend time on an old player to get him back into form when he's probably going to leave in a year or two anyway?
Yeah, it's a good point about Rooney. It's a very good point about Rooney. I'm going to ask you about this actually. Wednesday night, I think Wednesday night proved exactly what a lot of our rivals were saying. Oh, look at you, you're getting all excited because you've beaten an understrength West Ham 4-1. You won't win on the weekend, and we didn't. And we have to take that stick. Rooney played well in that game. West Ham midfield was weak, but we've got a load of people coming on here saying, all you Rooney haters, look at you now. Well, nobody hates Rooney. I don't think anybody hates Rooney. I think it's just to do with he's been a poor player for 2 years. But Rooney's not back for me, and I don't know what you think. Rooney isn't back. And he isn't back until he plays like he did on Wednesday till at least the end of January. You've got to do it for 10 games before you're back.
Yeah, exactly. I feel as though he won't do it though. Like, there's some of the stuff that he's done. I remember last season, maybe last season, the year before, but like it was right in front of goal. I think it was a Europa League match, and he just bloody skies it. Like, it was literally off the line, and it's stuff like that's just inexcusable. Like, some of the touches he's taking, you can tell that his touch is off. It's some inexcusable stuff that he's doing, and that maybe he has just lost it. So yeah.
I asked one of the last callers this question. I mean, in relation to Manchester United this season, and I will answer it because people have said it myself, but I'll let you go first. Yeah. Where do you see, if you're asked now, Viraj, what will Manchester United finish with in May in relation to cups and league position?
I think league position will probably get 5th. I feel as though we'll start getting the results, because I feel as though what Mourinho's done, and people are giving Mourinho a stick as well, which I don't understand, because last season, the year before that, we were playing crap football, and everyone was moaning about, we want our football to get better, which it has done. You can see that it's got a lot better. We're just not getting the results, so it's kind of flipped from last season. So I feel as though we will start getting those results coming through, but and we'll start trying to go for top 4. But I just feel as though it might be a little bit too late, so we'll just miss out and get 5th. In relation to cups, I feel as though we have a good chance of winning the Europa League, but it's just hindering our league performance that I'm worried about. But maybe we should just give up at the moment. I'm not too sure about that. And FA Cup would be nice, but to be honest, it might be a bit too much. We don't know. So yeah, that's how I feel.
I mean, I think I'd agree with you on 5th. I think top 4's gone, and I think even if we get, I'm quite consistent. I've said that I think United will click around New Year, January, and then we'll take that form into next season, and then we'll win the league. I think it's just going to be too late this season. So yeah, I'd go with you. I'd agree with you on 5th. I think we're going to have to be brave and make a decision about the league very, very early into the new year. And we're going to have to prioritise the cups, and we're going to have to become a cup team, which I think we're capable of. I think we're very good at home. I don't think many teams will beat us at home. I think we'll beat Liverpool in January at home. I think we'll beat Chelsea at home. And I think we'll beat Spurs at home next weekend. I think we're a good home team. We've just not been putting the goals away. So I think the FA Cup would be nice, because I didn't enjoy it as much. It was great to win it. I didn't enjoy it as much because of Van Gaal. I think we'll win the League Cup. I think that's an absolute waste of time. Both of which put us back in the Europa League, which I don't want to be in. So for me, I think we've got to go all out for the Europa League. And I think, like you, it's difficult to say we're going to win that. I think we can go far in the tournament, but I think if we go for the Europa League, we've got to park the league and just basically go. We'll do we'll pay lip service to the league, but you've got to go all out for Europa League. Yeah,
it's just to guarantee that top 4, because I really want to see some top quality players come in summer, and without Champions League, I know we've done it with Pogba, and you never know with United, but you almost feel bad for the players. Like they've got all the, like Pogba, he had the whole limelight at Juventus, next big thing. He's coming in and he's getting a load of stick, and I think it's solely his responsibility. Like as you always say, there is a lot of deadwood in the team that needs to go. Mourinho hasn't quite made the best decisions, like in terms of Fellaini and stuff like that, and maybe some of his lineups that he started with before. But yeah, I just think it's difficult. Yeah.
Well, fantastic caller, Viraj. Thanks for calling in. Where are we calling from?
London.
Okay. Well, thanks. Please do call in again. Really good points. Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Bye.
Yeah, really. We've been really blessed tonight with some calls. I'm superb, absolutely superb. But what I would say is this: I think top 4's gone, and I was on the radio show earlier, and people were saying you're being negative, and the guest, I think Mickey Thomas used to play for United. You've got to be positive. I'm realist. I can't do these shows, and you can't do these shows with me, which you do on the live comments, saying if we don't beat Everton, that's top 4 gone. And I said that, so I have to say it. I said it in January. I said I will go to Old Trafford. I said this last January, I will go to Old Trafford in May and kiss every arse there is there if we get top 4. And you were all retweeting it and saying, oh yeah, we really want that to happen, and I would have happily done it, but we didn't get top 4. I don't want to be right about this, but I think top 4's gone, because the reality is if we'd beaten Everton, we would have been 7 points off City and Liverpool. That's close. It's not very close, but it's close. But 9 points, I mean, come on. It's not impossible. I love to be proved wrong. I'm not vain. I don't mind being proved wrong. I'd love to be proved wrong. But I look back on it now. It was bad enough when we dropped 4 points at home to Stoke and Burnley. To be now in a situation where we've thrown away 10 points, and them 10 points would basically have us in a title challenge, and we should be there because the points against Stoke and Burnley were dropped, the points against Arsenal were dropped, the points against West Ham were dropped, and the points against Everton were dropped. It's not like, oh, we could have won that game, That's 10 points we should have. As bad as we've been at times, we should have 10 points. And I think we've thrown a title challenge and a top 4 away, because I actually don't think Chelsea and Liverpool and Arsenal and City are that great or far ahead of us. But what they are is clinical, and we're not. And I think going back to the person who said that they thought it was fatigue, I don't think it's fatigue. I think it's mental fragility. I really do think we've just got weak players who don't give a shit. And I'll go back to what I was saying when Damien was on. I guarantee you, I bet there was no Manchester United player pinning Fellaini up against the wall and bollocking him yesterday. And you need that. You need that in any team, especially in a sports team. When somebody drops and lets the team down, which he did. He wasn't he hadn't been on the pitch for 85 minutes like everybody else. He came on as a cameo and blew 11 players hard work over 85 minutes because of stupidity, petulance, laziness and inability to wear a Manchester United shirt. And he should have been bollocked publicly, because Mourinho is more than happy to do it about Luke Shaw and Chris Smalling. Do it against the player that nobody actually gives a shit about and wants at the club anymore. But he protects him all the time. And I tell you what, Mourinho's the right man and he can turn Manchester United around. But his legacy, he could go down the path of sticking by Fellaini, and if he does it, he'll fail and he'll lose his job. And Mourinho doesn't watch the United stand, but I'm telling you, if anyone knows him, if anybody wants to, we've all said it tonight, you stick with Fellaini, you'll fail and you will lose your job. We all trust you, we all want you to do well, but this obsession you've got with him, it's crazy. The men in white coats need to come. Sell him and we'll all move on happily. And I would sacrifice those points against Everton if it means he's sold. Yes, somebody asked me that in the live comments. I would sacrifice 2 points to get rid of him. He's a Jonah, he's a Fellaini, he's a waste of space. Thanks everybody who's phoned in tonight. Thanks everybody who's been on the live comments. There's a lot of you who've not managed to get on. I appreciate that. But I tell you what, as with last week, we don't just forget you. We'll do a show on Wednesday night again. I'll fit another Skype United Stand or Skype Goldbridge in on Wednesday night. So please drop us a like. Let's get it up to over 300. If you want us to do one on Wednesday, actually, I should have said that. If you want us to do another one on Wednesday night, I'm doing the live preview tomorrow night at 8:30, so I can't do Skype Goldbridge then. But if you want us to do another Skype Goldbridge on Wednesday, I can fit it in because we're playing on Thursday. There'll be a watch along for that. Drop us a like. If we get over 300 likes, I'll do it. Maybe you don't like the show, I don't know. But yeah, there's an opportunity for us to do one on Wednesday. And I want to get more people on because a lot of people try to get on. And, we can only have so many on. But I want to try and get through as many as I can. So we will do one on Wednesday night for you as well, if the likes reflect it. But thanks everybody for watching. Superb show. I'm off to watch The Walking Dead. Brilliant. I think, last Monday was good. And this Monday's been good. So it's a regular part of the United Stand. A brilliant show. I think you're all buying into it. I think you're all... Thank God you're not coming on fearless. It's just a voice, isn't it? You're coming on. You're hitting it. You're saying what you want to say. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. And I tell you what, I think there's some of you there who... We need to start getting you onto other shows because I think you've done really well, whether it's watch-alongs or whatever, and that's what we want from the United Stand long term. But there are changes coming, don't worry about that. We're keeping an eye on change and on things. So, yes. And Sporting Filming Standard says, please do it on Wednesday. And loads of people are saying, please like the video to get it 300 likes, so we will do one. I'm sure we'll get 300 likes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Speak to you all tomorrow, 8:30 for the live preview for this Zoya game. Interesting lineup, I think, in lineup for that. And keep getting involved with the United Stand. This is your channel. Thanks everyone for watching.